man, I have more bots than people in this thing. I have no camera here though, so you guys are gonna have to deal with it. And I don't think I even have, it's been a while since I haven't used this thing. I don't think I even have a, what's the word? VIPs or anything like that. So yeah, how is everyone doing today, guys? Hope you guys are good. This is a chill stream, so all cool down and everything. Okay, good. I'm drinking some tea. Technology. What are we building today? I could build a this is something that someone told me to do. We could build a lurker program that takes a file with a list of streams and then takes your account and puts it there if you guys want. So then you can put this in a company like show you like Heroku.com, host it there, and then you guys can literally host lurk for free everywhere. Of course, it won't have notifications or anything like that. But we could do something about it. We could do something about it. Does that sound good? Let's change the title. The good thing about that is that you don't really have to have something running. I think the music is super loud for you guys. It is for me. I'll tune it down a little bit. There we go. Perfect. All right. It's kind of loud. But yeah, you can host it here. You can host it in App Engine too, but which is Google. Whoops, wrong window. Google.com/App Engine. The problem with that is that App Engine has some weird ways of billing stuff. So you could host it for free here, but it wouldn't really be. Hey Shadow, it wouldn't really be free per se. This is a very technical stream, by the way. So, but if you have questions, if you know enough about programming, just let me know and I'll try to explain it as much as I can. But yeah, so we could host it here. The problem is that the free tier for this thing is pretty limited, and we need a way to connect directly with Twitch right away, and that takes a lot of resources. So you probably won't be able to do so. Heroku, though, on the other hand, Heroku Docker, you can deploy applications with Docker and use this as your own advantage. So yeah, we could try something like that. I don't remember if I have an account. Let me check over the other side. Heroku.com. Login. I don't think I do. Okay, let's see. Patrick D'Apolonio. There we go. Professional developer. Oh wow, that's weird. So the sign up process. I'll show you guys. So I try to magician. I try to document everything. It's funny. It asks me like what my role is. By the way, this is like I can put here. Blah 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 blah, and it will still work. But I'll put something. I'll just make it Heroku at mdfc.tech. All right. I'm gonna validate that. Give me 1 sec, people. I'm following myself on Twitch. That's amazing. That is amazing. I'm actually gonna do this. Picture in picture. There we go. So you guys can see what it's playing. I don't know if it's big enough or not, but that's the music that's playing right now. Oh, and my friend is playing Apex Legends. I might as well log off from origin. Just in case. All right. So email reception. There we go. Confirm your access. Copy link. Paste. All right. New password. You guys can't see this. Give me 1 sec. Save. I don't think I want to. And I think we call it. Un segundo, por favor. Heroku@mdfc.tech. Save. There we go. Okay, so now we should be able to log in. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So we go to dashboard. Okay, so we can create our app here to like automatically lurk on every channel available. I need the Heroku CLI for Ubuntu though. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Let's install it here. There we go. I don't know if the font is too small for you guys to see it. It could be. I think if you maximize it, we can actually make it bigger though. Change settings. I'll give it a tiny bit of a buff. What about there? I think that should look quote unquote okay. Let's see. Looks good. McCann, what are we making? We're making a bot in a programming language called Go, which if you put it on a hosting like this company right here, Heroku, it would essentially lurk for you in multiple channels. So we can capture those messages and dump them out to like a screen or a page or something, so you guys can keep track of everything. But the cool thing about this, I guess, is that if you use this to lurk on people's channels and someone goes and give away subs, you might get a sub for free. So you will never know. You will know because if you go to Twitch and you go here, your thingy here, this thing right here, gives you the... You see, I get quite a few free subscriptions because I used to lurk in people's channels. So yeah, if you do that, it's pretty much easy to get like free subs and everything. I know, it's also like super annoying, but you know, you could extend it afterwards, so we can do something more complex. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. It should be portable enough, meaning that you can take this code down, and then if you have the terminal and the commands, you can actually do it yourself and go and put it somewhere. So I'm gonna go Patrick D'Apollonio. There we go. It just hurts your brain. Well, Shadow, you can tag along for the music. Is the music loud enough for you guys? I'll put it over there. But yeah, so I'm gonna create Lurk Me app. That's gonna be the name. I'm super bad with names. And now I'm gonna show you that I'm going to create Twitch. No, GitHub. There we go. And now we can go in here. New repo. Lurk Me app. And app to lurk on Twitch. I'm gonna make it public since you guys are seeing already. So, music sounds good. That's amazing. Thank you. So get in it. This is for developers out there. Get remote at origin. So whatever I do in this folder, you guys are going to be able to see it in the page that I'm going to post in chat. Right now there's nothing, of course, but there will be something in there. So if I go back here, let's see, Vim. lurk me app and app to lurk on twitch.tv. So let's create that. I know. It does mean you can use it. Yes, Shadow. You will need some bit of knowledge and an account on a page or somewhere where you can run this thing. In this case, I'm running in my own server, so I'm connected here to the server. So I'm gonna write readme. So now I have a readme file. Get at all, commit, first upload, push. So now it's not empty anymore, Magician. If we go back to that repo and we refresh, see, now we have a thing, lurk me up, what we just wrote. Okay, so I don't think I need that yet. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start writing the app. So a normal Go app is usually those two things. What I'm going to use, I've been having so much success using Go Twitch IRC. So for those of you who don't know, Twitch interface. By the way, my interface looks a little bit different than yours. That's normal. I'm using. What do I think about the impact of the lurk app? Let me come back to that afterwards. But just to say something, the way this thing. Oh, that's a lot of like intro going in. The way Twitch works is that you have a list of people here. So this is the people that is connected right now to the chat, and this is slow. Technically, there could be more, there could be less, and that is based on something called, I don't think I have Chatty, but it's called an IRC server. It's an old school technology that it used to be like very big back then, and it looks pretty much like this. You have a channel, which is the name. It's usually called pound sign, and then the name of the channel, which in this case is called Patrick.coding. Then you have a list of people, which this list of people is the list of people that Twitch calls users in chat, which is technically accurate, but it used to be called viewer list, and now they changed the wording to users in chat, which is more accurate, because a person could be in the chat, but it can never be watching the stream in here. So yeah, that's something that it's important to know. So this number doesn't really mean that there's 9 people in this chat right here. It's different. The amount of people is different. So what we're going to build is someone that can be in this list but not watching. That's what the view bots that we've been having issues with happens to be. So I'm going to go now, and I'm going to go to this tool. So this tool is a Go package. It's a project that lets me lurk on channels. I'm gonna need something though here, which is a password. And you guys are probably gonna be able to see it unless I hide it. Or unless I do something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna move this back to my other screen. I'm gonna use this. So the way Go packages work, and this is changing. I say go get -u that address. Don't hide. I'm not hiding. So now I can use this code the way it's described here. So it says I need to create a client with the name of the bot that I'm going to be using. I should create a new Twitch account for this. Let's create a new private window, twitch.tv. So sign up, username. I don't know, how should we call it? My super lurker. That's available. Password. Okay, let me get a random password over here. Oh no! Sorry, Magician. Magician got auto-modded. Okay, copy, paste. Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna copy it again. Password generator. Let's get a couple of roles. There we go. Paste. And then I'm gonna save that over here. I'm gonna call it my super lurker. Twitch at my super lurker. The username is my super lurker. The password is that. Save. Oh, I missed a website. https://twitch.tv. I'm working on the other screen, so that's why you're not seeing it. Date of birth, August 22, 1975. Yeah, that's my birth date. My email is gonna be mysuperlurker@mdfc.tech. I can create any email. Oops. Oh my freaking god. Anyway, Twitch, why are you so amazing? I clicked outside and it delete everything. "44 years old, my super lurker at mdfc.tech." There you go. So that's everything I need to sign up. Select the traffic lights. Sure thing. I'm not a bot. We send a 6-digit verification code. All right. Let's give it a sec there. Perfect. 114903. Cool. We're exploring the deep space now. And since I'm cool, I'm gonna follow me. Follow me. There we go. And I'm gonna follow Arius. Cool. Follow too. Off with notifications, and otherwise I'm gonna get... Oh, I didn't follow myself? That's so weird. Off. Cool. And now if we go over here. Okay, we're following and we don't have it. Cool. So now we have this amazing bot here that we can use to do mean things. BM. What does BM means? Okay, so now we need this line right here. So up here, I'm gonna put it there. Of course, this Justin Fang 123123 needs to come from elsewhere, and the OAuth needs to come from elsewhere as well. So we're gonna configure this with environment variables. So we're gonna create a couple of environment variables. Okay, it added this line automatically. That's a tool that I have. Config.go. We're gonna create a couple of variables here. So we're gonna call it lurker username. I have another project which is gonna help me out here. github.com/patrick.polonio env. So env has a couple of tools. Get default, which I'm gonna need. Actually just os get env username, and then lurker token os.getem token. So these are environment variables. We shouldn't actually get them from there. Func. Let me do this. I'm going to we can call it. Okay, so func get login info, and this is going to return a string, and an error. So we can get this. There we go. And then we're going to say if lurker username is empty, we're simply going to say return quote errors nil no username no username defined in username. And we can do the same thing for the password or the token. Okay. we go.
I feel some kind of hunger. Show you all that world. Just give me your telephone number. Am I looking inside? My heart beat like a thunder. Just tell me your name and give me your telephone number.
There we go. So yeah, so we have everything we need for that. I'm gonna remove that line. I'm gonna bring this line back. So now we have the client added token, and now we need to just keep going. So the next part would be join a bunch of channels. So we need a bunch of channels to connect. So let's create a file called channels.txt, and let's say we're gonna go to my own channel. We're gonna go to magicians. We're gonna go to Arias. We're gonna go to Shadow. There we go. So we have 4 different places. He's doing a connection. Oh, you're trying to explain Ari, what am I doing? I think she understands though that what we're doing at the end is a lurk bot. She's very smart. So I think she figured that out already. And the rest is just you are. The rest is just like the technical side of things that we're trying to figure out. So yeah, so now what else do we need? So we have the list. Now we need a way to parse it in the program, right? And for that, I also have another tool on my own personal account. If we go over here to repos, you're gonna see quite a lot of repos here. We have a read file, which is a program. I don't have a readme for this, but essentially what you do is you create a new reader with the function new. You pass a file name, and then it will get a list of all the different items that are in this list. It's going to ignore, by the way, comments and empty lines. So for example, if you see I have 4 lines here, if I do an empty line and then I make a comment, this won't be parsed. Those 2 lines won't be parsed. How long did it take me to learn all this kind of stuff? I've been working with programming for quite a while, Shadow. I used to even have my own company. So yeah, I've been working for quite long in this thing. Although now I'm not too much of a developer, more of something called DevOps, which is like managing servers and stuff. My core has always been programming, so that's why I'm here. Letnik, if you're still here, do you write code for a living? If you do, what language? So we have the channels. What we need to do is something that can get Patrick, the Polyneo Magician, Ari, Shadow in the list. Here, right? So now since we have a config HMI coding, forgive my lack of knowledge, but what is HMI? Func get channel list, and we're gonna pass the path to file string, and then this is going to return a list of strings and a possible error. Human machine interface. Oh wow, that's amazing. So something like microcontrollers or something like that. Maybe then it's C++. Go is good for microcontrollers, but the problem is that the binary size is... Oh, PLC.net. That's amazing. That's amazing. I used to work in C# back then. I lost track though. I used to do ASP.NET MVC4. Yeah, but not anymore. It's been a while. McCann, the good thing is there's going to be a recording of this, right? McCann, by the way, do you write code for a living? Arduino, that's amazing. There is actually a fork of the Go programming language specifically set for Arduinos, because again, in an Arduino, you have such a small space that if you have a big binary file, for example, df-h go path bin lurk. This app has like what, 15 lines of code, yet the size, whoops, du-sh, the size is 2.1 megabytes. It's big already, and we have 2 files. we have this file and this file, yet the binary application already is 2.1. If you would be writing this with C, for example, it would be 300 kilobytes, 400 kilobytes, nothing more than that. So yeah, Go applications can be very bloated, but they did created a fork for Arduinos and other platforms where you get a trimmed down version of Go. You can also use a tool called UPX for your binaries, which is a compressor. Oh, there we go. It's a compressor, so this will shrink the size of your binary, and it works. It works pretty well. But yeah, you've done a tiny amount of C++ in college. Respect, McCann. C++ along with C, they're one of the most complicated languages because they're so low level that you have to understand a lot of things. Like in my case, I could go and write C#, or I could go and write C, or I could go and write Go. I know that in Go I'm going to write a few lines of code and I'm going to do a lot. In C, I would be able to write a couple of lines and not get done that much, but it's going to be performant enough. It's going to be fast enough. But Go is also fast. That's why I like Go so much too, because it's like a fast language. It has a lot of like concurrency, race detection, and a bunch of other things that make the language very interesting. Okay, so I need to use my own library. To get the library, I need to go to here and then get this page over here. Right, go get -u and that. Perfect. It works. It's just that I have my own GS read file, pwd, git status, git track origin master. Okay, git pull, just in case. Cool. So now if I run it again, and now it will work. There we go. So now I need to use this program. And the way to use it is by saying lines. I think it returns an error. Let's see. Readfile.new returns a parser.parse. Okay. Read file.new. It's taking its time. Path to file.parse. And then that's going to give us the lines. Yeah, McCann. C++, like, for example, our friend Letnik here writes .NET. .NET is like a high-level programming language where you don't have to deal too much with like memory and like technical, very low-level stack, like stack and heap and stuff like that. It's good to know, but initially when you're just learning, sending someone to write C++ is like, send me to hell first, please. That's why, universities do like Java and Python, because they're like high-level languages. You don't really deal with the low-level stuff. The cool thing about Go is, though, that you can start high-level like I'm doing right now. Like, for example, you don't see me writing a TCP server connection parser to Twitch. You just see me using a nice little library that someone else wrote, that if you probably check it, you're going to notice that there's like HTTP connections and like splitting messages and parsing messages. You could go low level as much as you want, and probably the client here will have that information. So you can write these things by yourself, but what for? Of course, every once in a while, it's good to like do it by yourself if you want to, but you don't really have to. Oh, and since we have this, I don't really need to like creating a function just to call this thing. I don't think it's wise. I'm gonna get this piece of code. I'm gonna move them here, and I'm gonna paste it here. Lines, channels, error. So we don't really need the other side. There we go. If error is not, actually we can just copy this line. By the way, Go is trying to find how to manage errors in a better way, because copy pasting, if error is not nil, do this. It's not good. Error. reading channels file at %s, and then we can say here path to file. Whoops, I'm missing a comma there. So now we need the path to the file, which we should probably get from the config. Should we? Maybe we can just get it from here. You know, I'm gonna do a little utility function. Func env key def file string. So what I need to get is the name of the file, which is called channels.txt, from the environment too. But I want someone to be able to change that. So if they want to say channels_2_lurk.txt, fine by me. We just go in and get it. But if you don't set it, I will call it channels.txt. So fb found os lookup env of the key. If found, return. If it could be there, but if it's not there, string space of b s is different than empty. Return s. Return def val. So essentially we're saying if there's no key in the environment with that name, return the default value. Otherwise, return that value. If it wasn't found, return def val right away. There we go. So now I do have a public GitHub for my code. Yes. So my public GitHub is on Patrick D'Apolonio. So that's my ugly face. But here you can see pretty much all the code. We have a repo that we're working on right now. It's called lurk me app. I will be posting every once in a while. Oh, thank you. Oh, you know what? That's a really great idea, adding a command for that. Let's see. I think I have the bot. Give me 1 sec. I'll do it over here. Go to dashboard, cloudbot, commands, add command, GitHub. There we go. Confirm. Okay, so now if you do GitHub once again, no worries, no worries. If you run the command once again, now you should see the link to it. It's actually perfect. So thank you very much for helping me out there. So we have that. Okay, coming back to the problem at hand. So cool, awesome. So if we now say env of channels file, and the default value will be channels.txt. I'm going to make it more readable, and I'm going to take this off here, and I'm going to say channels file location and put that there, and then we could just say channels file location. So now you can specify, you can say, for example, channels file equal to a, and then call lurk me app, and that will change the file to be a. But in this case, we want to call it channels.txt. So if you don't pass one, by default it's going to be channels.txt. And you may not see why we're doing this right now, but there's a very good point. Get username and token from the environment variables. Get the location of the channels file or set a default location if none is set. How do you run Go on Windows PC? You can. You just need to go to golang.org/dl, or just go to the download main section, and there's a big button here that says download. You download the Microsoft Windows one. I have Windows, and I'm not running it on Windows. I'm on a Linux machine, pretty much at the other side of the world. If you install this, you will get a Go installation, and then you can use Visual Studio Code, you can use Sublime Text, you can even use your Notepad if you want to, or Notepad++ if that's your thing. And then to run it, you would just run a either PowerShell or just the good old CMD, and then you will run like go run file.go or myapp.go, up to you, whatever you want to like name your files. Pretty much what I'm doing myself here in the command section down below here. It's the same thing you would do if you would be running on Windows. Let me make this a full screen. There we go. It looks more hacky. So I'm gonna put that there. Yeah, it's pretty much like Python. Get all the channels from the parsed file. Cool. So for this package that I wrote, both finds the file. If the file is not there, it's going to return back saying that they couldn't be found. If it finds an issue with the parsing, it will also report it out, etc. It will omit, as I said before, the commented lines using the pound for the comment, and empty lines like line number 5. So we're always gonna get those 4, and I can prove it to you. If we comment this thing once again, and then we say for v range channels, and then we can say fmt println, and then say v. This is going to print path to file 26. Whoops. Channels file location, token declare not used, of course. This is a hack not to having to like remove a string. There we go. So if I run now lurk me app, it's going to fail because we don't have the username, but we know that it is in the env file. So I'm going to say .env. .env runs my program and adds whatever environment variable you set in .env into the program. So if I run it now, you see that I got the connecting to Twitch with username my super lurker, which is this line right here, right? And then it print Patrick, Magician, Ari, Shadow, which is the same list as here, excluding those 2 that they shouldn't be parsed. And that's pretty much it. So now we have a list of people that we can connect to. I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna remove this line. Connect to the Twitch IRC server. So the first thing we need to do is connect, and then the next part we need to do is join a bunch of servers, right? So we're going to say here client.join, and now join expects if we go here and we find the word join, you can see here that join expects a list of channels, and the way you pass it is like this: channel 1, channel 2. This is called a variadic function, and essentially what you have to do is you pass an unlimited amount of items in this list, or none if you want to. But the problem is we have an array or a slice here in channels, and if we pass this here like that, it won't work. Underscore equal token, just so it doesn't complain about the token. If I try to compile it, it says that I can't pass channels of a type slice of a string as a string. But there's a cool trick that you can do with Go. If you add 3 dots at the end, essentially what this is going to do is it's going to take the array and then separate it by comma. So it would be Patrick, comma, Ari, comma, Shadow, comma, Magician, in the list without you having to change anything. So now if we compile it, it just works. So now that we have that, essentially we have the app running. And what we should do now is explore what we can do with this. So if we go back up here, the guy actually has a very good documentation. You can see here that it says on private message, you can print the message. So we could do something like that. So for example, client on private message, func message, twitch.private message. So handler for when a new message is received. So now we have this thing here where we get a lot of information about the private message. If we go and check this, we're going to see that we have the user information, the raw, which I guess it's like the full message. We have the channel on what the message was sent, and we have probably the message as a string. So if I want to print the messages here, let's say log.printf. I'm going to say this is going to be the placeholder on what channel the message was sent, and I want to use a pound just to make it look like how it would look in IRC. And I'm going to say %s. This is going to be the username. So username colon, and then say channel colon, and then we're going to pass the message. So we're going to say here message dot user dot display name, then I can't type today, message, oh my god, dot channel, then message dot message, right? So that's gonna print the message. So yeah, so let's run it. We're compiling it. By the way, GUI is just a shorthand for go install. Same thing. So now if I run it, lurk me app. Of course, it's not going to run, but if I do .env, it's connecting, and the program exits. Now, why would that be? Well, if we see this program is creating something called a Go routine, or also known as a, well, not exactly like it, but also similar to a thread. So it's creating a thread to keep a connection between my computer, my server, and the Twitch IRC servers. But what we want is a way to actually keep the program running. Otherwise, if we kill the program, we will never ever gonna be able to, because if the program closed, we can't receive any messages, right? So we need a way to wait. One simple way would be time.sleep, and then say 3 time.day, or a while one, for example. And I don't think I have a second. I don't think the time package, but let's say I'll give you a good excuse, by the way, Lightning, on why while one wouldn't work. By the way, Go doesn't have a while loop. It has a for loop, and for loop has quite a few formats. It has the good old I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. It has that. It has also a range operator. So you say for I in range, let's say channels, and that's going to print the numbers. But you also have the same way that you're saying while one or while true, and that will sleep forever, right? But let me start by just sleeping, okay? If I run this program, now we're connected. The problem is, now we're listening on 4 channels. On my channel, Magician, Ari, and Shadow. And Shadow, if you're still here, forgive me for this, but shadow 10th, but I'm gonna go spam your channel. So if I put this thing over here, and if you keep your eye over here and I say hello, we should be able to see. For some reason we don't. Let's see. On private message. Did we got the wrong function? I think we probably got the wrong function. It's called private message, but that is because that's how it's called in IRC. Technically, though, it's a private message in a channel. The IRC has a concept of public messages, which is you can send a message to the whole server. But in this case, we're only in a channel called Shadow 10th, in this case, printing a message. So it's called private for that reason. Weird. I think we could have an issue connecting. So let's do this. We have a callback here for the unconnect. So let's say, there we go. Log.print ln connected to Twitch server, lurking on, and then say len channels. Okay, GUI. We run it. It's not connecting. Oh, that is essentially true. We forgot to call the connect function. Like right here. Okay, that's good. So, let's do that right over here. So connect to the Twitch servers. No, it's not the token. We did figure it out. So, let's change the wording here. Create a client to connect. We never connected. So when we wrote the onConnect function, we never managed to connect to those servers. So let's write that function. So we can say err client.connect, right? And then say if error is not nil, and then we can say log.fatalf unable to connect to the Twitch IRC server. And we can pass the error here. And that will print it out. Now, there's one cool thing about Go if statements. If you see here, we created a variable called ERR that only works until the end of this curly brace. After that curly brace, we don't really care whether or not that ERR value is registered. And what we can do is localize it just to this function. Now, I can't put it in here inside the curly braces. I need to put it outside, but not outside, if that makes sense. So what we can do is, if before that we say err : client.connect, essentially the same line we have on the top here, then we add a semicolon. This is what it's going to do. It's going to create a variable called err only for the scope of this function. And then it's going to execute it. And whatever the value of that command is going to set it here. If there's no error, it's going to print that. But if there is an error, it's going to print that. If there's no error, it will just continue. But I never created outside of this if statement an err value. So I won't use it anymore. Which to me, it's pretty cool as a language. So now we're connected. So we kill the app, we recompile it, and now we run it. Now we're connected. So now if we go to Shadow's server and we say aloha, now we see here that we received the username, Patrick Dapp Coding, which is who sent the message. The channel is #Shadow10, and I put the pound myself, but I could remove it too. And this is the message, aloha. So now if we put a smiley face and we send it, we see that we have the exact same comment. And whatever I send here is going to be sent pretty much in real time to my lurking app. We don't really need this, but this is a way for you to see that it's an option here. Now, we have a big problem. I think, by the way, this is pretty useful. I think it's too long of a text for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the name of the person, and then I'm going to say on, and then pound character, colon, aloha. So I'm going to remove the word username. I'm going to remove the channel, and I'm going to write the word on. And that's going to be a shorter message than before. I'm actually going to do .env lurk me app. So now, if I go back here, test, and you can see now it says Patrick Dapp coding on pound shadow tent, so you know that it's that part. So yeah, we have pretty much everything. On connect callback, print a message with the successful connection. Okay, so this is gonna log pretty much everywhere. So now we have shadow, but we can go to my own channel. By the way, this is my own channel. And if I put something here, I will also get it. So I'm not just in Shadow's server, I'm also on my own server. If I go to Ari, forgive me, Ari. If I go back here and I put Arias is amazing, you can see that we also got the same message here, but we've been switching servers here. And we can make the list as big as we want. And on every single place, that will work. I can show you something more cool. And I think Shroud is streaming right now. If I restart the program now, you're gonna see all the people chatting on Shrouds. So in this case, we're getting every single message on Shroud's stream. And just to show you that that's possible, I'm gonna go to Shroud chat, which is gonna show the chat only. And you can see here that the messages that are popping up over there are also being popped down in the black part below. We didn't got that notification because the guy who wrote the library actually separates them. So the room state message is that message that you just saw that it's different than the others. Where is it? Here. So this is what Twitch call a room state message, and we don't really need that to see it right now. So yeah, we're getting pretty much everything. If you see down below, I'm gonna stop it. We need to do two more things. One of them that is gonna be kind of easy to do. Client.disconnect. So when we make a connection to a server, and this is, I guess, the low-level kind of knowledge that you need to have sometimes. When we make a server connection to another server, like a website or something, what we're essentially doing is creating something called a file descriptor. A file descriptor is a way to keep track of a specific socket connection or SOC connection to a server in my computer. And you can see those in the computer as files. I think they're in /dev /fd or something like that. I could be wrong though, it's been a while. But what we want to do is we want to disconnect the connection. So I just press Ctrl+C to kill the program, but that will not clean up those requirements. So what we want is a way to disconnect when the program finishes. Now, I don't know when the program could finish. So what I'm going to do is Go has this nice little tool called the fair. The fair, what it will do is once this curly brace right here marked in green is hit by the program, it will run all the functions marked with the defer and then exit the program. So close the connection once we're closing the program. And I'm going to show you this by creating an anonymous function. Like that. And I'm going to auto call it, and I'm going to log here, log.println, closing connection to Twitch. Goodbye. So this is going to close the connection once the program exits. Let's test it out. And newsflash, it won't work. And the reason for that is that if I press Ctrl-C, you just happen to see one message there. When I press Ctrl-C, I'm instructing the program to kill itself. And that's not what I want, because if I do that, then my program won't be able to clean up afterwards. So that's one problem with the time.sleep. If we change this to the infinite for loop that Letnik was proposing, technically that will also work, but if I press Ctrl-C, I don't have the cleanup message. So what we want to do, and by the way, this is also super bad because this is using CPU. If I go over here and then I find lurk me up, you should see in some cases that that program is called stopping the world. What that means essentially is that you are not letting Go run other threads concurrently. So it's usually a no-no suggestion. So I'm going to remove this, but I'm going to change it to something more friendlier. I'm going to also remove this. So Go has this concept of signals. So the signal package has a way to detect when you press Ctrl-C on it, for example, and notify itself. So what we're going to do is essentially the same thing that the example says. I'm going to create a channel. A channel is a way to detect things from happening. So I'm going to say here, notify, close. I'm going to make a channel with an OS signal. And I'm going to say only one signal can come in, right? And then os.notify, notify, close. And then we need to specify what signals we want to listen on. So in this case, for example, we can detect OS interrupt, which is the Ctrl-C. We could also detect os.kill, but the difference is that if we're killing a program, we're essentially not telling it, hey, I'm going to give you a grace period so you can close yourself up. So we don't do that. So what we're going to do now is this line right here is going to send something via this channel when there's an interrupt request coming in. And what we want to do essentially is wait for it. So what's going to do is when a message comes through here, this is going to stop here forever until someone presses Ctrl-C. When you press Ctrl-C, something through this pipe is going to be sent, which is going to be the OS interrupt. And then we're going to unblock this part and the program is going to exit. But before exiting, what we're going to do is run the defer. Let's check it out. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to run it. Oh, really? Oh, it's not called notify? Oh, signal. Yes, it's signal, not OS. There we go. So now we're listening, and you can see the messages on Shroud Stream coming up. If I press Ctrl-C, we didn't got the notification. Weird. I think I'm missing one signal. We need a signal called so Nathan has it here. Are we missing a signal? Oh, we just haven't run it yet. We could. I'm gonna say notify exit make chain bull 1. So I'm gonna create a thread, or quote unquote a go routine. It's not a thread, but let's call it a thread for the sake of the example. And in this part, I'm going to wait for that signal to happen. I create another channel, and this channel is gonna block forever until something goes through. So then what we're going to do here is we're going to essentially what he does here. I'll put that there. There we go. And then we're gonna close. And then we just wait for notify close. So we created a thread to wait for the event to happen. We're closing the connection, and then we're closing this channel. We can close it, or we can also just simply send notify exit, send something true, and that will pretty much stop there forever. I'm gonna move this over here so it's more clear. And now if we recompile and run, so let's wait for a message to come through on Shroud. There we go. I press Ctrl C. Oh, weird. It's killing it right away. Maybe we don't have the... Wonder why. No, it should be interrupt. I wonder if I'm killing it for too long. Ah. I think that is the other signal. Nope. I think it could be my bash terminal. Oh yeah. I know why. Oh, I just found a bug then in my program. The reason why this is not running, it's because we're actually killing .env. So we're not sending the message to the lurk me app. We're essentially killing .env, and .env is the one that doesn't have that. But the lurk me app does. Since I don't want to show you guys the code, the username and password and everything for the connection, I'm gonna leave it as it is. It should have worked on the other way too, by the way. But I'm gonna push it. Thank you. I'm also going to remove those 2 lines from over there. Update code. Push full lurking app. There we go. I don't know. That's a good question. All right, so we have the list, and I think you guys should see it now on Patrick D'Apolonio lurk me app. So we have the app, we have the channels. So you have a copy of the code. We have the config. You might want to. That's my whole GitHub, but the lurk me app is under that link in chat. So we have the config that gets the config. We have the main program. We need a couple of things. We're gonna Dockerize this program, make it run so it runs inside a Docker container, and then once we have that, we can actually push it to the Docker registry. Hub.docker.com. Sign in. There we go. Okay, so create repo. Okay, so we can't Dockerize it if we wanted to, but since we're going to be using Heroku, deploying with Docker, we need to do some things here. So we have the container registry. Okay. I don't think we need this. I think what we need is this. Yep. So I wanna Dockerize it so we can run it as a program. The problem with this is now we have the program that it's running perfectly, but what we don't have, and actually I'm gonna be changing some things here. What we don't have is a web server, right? This is a terminal only kind of thing. We don't have anything else. Thank you. We don't have anything else besides just what we have here in the screen. Opening an ice cream sandwich. So what we want is a server, a website that can display something and print something on screen. So then Heroku can read it. And the way to do that would be with the HTTP package. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to create a server. Actually, we're going to just this is my favorite server application, and we're going to use it. So go get -u that. This is super simple. So we create a router, we create a path, and then we start listening. So I'm gonna remove these lines from there, there, and there. I'm gonna keep this. We're gonna comment it out for the time being. And then what we're gonna do is chai.new router. And then FERR HTTP listen and serve. Now for this we need a port or a host and a port. Normally you want to listen 0.0.0.0 colon and a number. So we need that number. We should let people configure it, especially if we're going to be running it in a Docker environment. Personal nil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the config file. What we should do is pick up a port. So I'm going to say port colon equal. It's going to be colon plus EMB ports, or by default we're going to listen on 1, 2, 3, 4, just because. So now we're listening on port, and we have that router. Start HTTP server. Log.printf. Starting HTTP server on port. There we go. So we got the router, we got the port. We have pretty much everything we need to create a website. So now we need a couple of something called handlers. Func get home w HTTP response writer r HTTP request. So we're gonna just say we're gonna print to the response hello world as usual, and now we're gonna say up here r.get. When someone makes a get request to the root, we're gonna say get home. Okay, so how we can try this? We run it. We're gonna run it like that. So now we have a server running on port 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can prove this by saying curl -vvv localhost 1, 2, 3, 4, and oh, connection refused. Oh, we forgot to print the message. So port error. So if there's an error listening on that port, which I think that's the problem we have right now. Okay, so what is the issue? We didn't print the message. It didn't even print this. I'm gonna move this, by the way. Config. Just so it's more clean. There we go. So now we need to figure out what's missing. Huh. Weird. Just making sure. Very strange. Okay, let's see. We could theoretically just move all this to the top. Aha. You see how we stop running pretty much everything afterwards? Something is wrong with our code. So we are lurking, but somehow we're not getting to that part. And if I stop this, what's weird is we aren't really waiting for anything here. We don't have the infinite for loop yet. The program is waiting infinitely. Unless this part is the part that it's not running. Let's see. Yep, there's a for loop right there. Okay, that's the reason why. So the problem is that this doesn't run concurrently. So after this line, nothing ever gets executed. And we can prove that by doing this. If we do that, we will never see the not executed line afterwards. So what we need to do is create a Go routine to connect to the Twitch server. That is gonna let us listen, but now the program is gonna literally run and exit, which is fine. We're also going to get, that uncommented, and we're also gonna run another Go routine to for the HTTP server. There we go. There we go. So now we have two Go routines and we're missing the signals. There we go. So now we should have both of them. The server, which you just see here popping in, and the lurking part. So now if we make the call, we can see the hello world here. We can actually see it in a browser if we remove the full screen and we create a port forwarding. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. If we add this, we apply. Now I can go to my own browser and run localhost 1234, and that's the website we just created that prints hello world. So we have that running. The last thing we want, I mean, that's pretty much it. Now if I kill this program, you see that it will close the program, and if I try to refresh again, I'm gonna get the connection can't be played or reached. So now what we just need is create a Docker container for this. From drones, let's do Alpine. Actually, I'm gonna do something, but level with me here. I'm gonna do something called multi-stage build. So the first thing I'll do is from Golang as builder, work there is going to be go src github.com patrick.bolonio lurk me app, add everything into this directory, and then run cgeo enabled equals 0, go build -a -ld flags. I'll explain a little bit what am I doing. Lurk me app. So, and then once we build it from Alpine, copy from builder, we're gonna copy lurk me app. I'm actually gonna put this in the root, otherwise it's gonna take me a long time to cd into that folder. Into slash, and then cmd to run is gonna be lurk me app. I can actually make it so, oops. One part that we don't have in here yet is the file that's supposed to go in here, which is the configuration file. So the other thing that I'm going to need is a way to run the Docker file. And in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it with Docker Compose. So I'm going to say version 3 services lurk me app container name, just so it looks nice, lurk me app, build this folder, ports, let's map 1234 to 1034, which is supposed to be there, restart always, env file, which you guys haven't seen, but it's that file. And that should be pretty much it. So now I have my code, I have the channels. Oh, I need to mount channels. Volumes, channels.txt into channels.txt. And since those characters could be troublesome, I'm going to do that. So essentially what I'm saying here is, this is the Docker Compose if I go here and I go to volumes, the short syntax is from where to where do I want to put it. So I'm saying the local directory, the file called channels, mounted into /channels.txt. So Docker Compose app build is going to both build the Docker container and then create a Docker container. Oh, this is nice. And then run it with our configuration. Now, the reason why this failed is because of vendor dependencies. Essentially, we don't have, if we go here to the main, if we see this is code that is somewhere, but we don't have that code. We need to get it somehow. We could essentially go one way and go to number 5 and say here, run, go get dots, dot slash dot dot dot. And that will build it. But I don't think that's a great idea, because if the code change or it gets destroyed for some reason, or the repos get deleted, my code will never compile anymore. So I should always have my my code have the vendor dependencies. And I'm not in the new trend. What I'm going to use right now is go mod. I'll go deb init. There we go. So I essentially created now a vendor folder, which has now all the 3 libraries that we've been using. So it has GitHub, Gimper, Twitch IRC, GoTry, and Patrick D'Apollonio. So it has all the files that we need, even some files that we don't need. But we can go to go dep. They have a website. We go to the docs, and we go to it's not models and mechanisms. Go pkg.taml prune. We can also say non-go false in that file. So if I go to this file, whoops, I opened the wrong one. If I open this file, I want to remove all these comments. They're not really needed. You see that there's a prune section here. I can paste what I just got, then run dep ensure. Oh, my bad. So now, if we run vendor, you see that we had a contributing one that now is not there anymore. So now essentially we have all the code we need to build this program without adding the line that we were adding here. So Docker compose. Now it goes straight to the build, and then what it will do is it will take that build binary, copy it to this program, and run it right away. This should fail though. Well, it should work because we have them mounted. If I open 6 here, we see that we have the volume here, the channels. If we don't add this, we know that our program will fail because we don't have that file in the code. Okay, let's see what happened down here. Oh, I misspelled extstd flags. Oh, because it's not std, it's ld flags. All right, let's run it one more time. I could compile the code locally if I wanted to and then just copy it into the container, but it's nice to have everything in the same container and reproducible. No such file or directory. That's weird. Lurk me up. Huh. Strange. What happened here? Actually, we can just do this. Docker build -t dot test dot. This is gonna run, rather than running Docker compose once again, we're just running Docker build, and then we can run the code manually. See, I see the binary right here. That's so weird. Yep, that is a real thing. We don't have the file command. That's too bad. We're gonna do this. Alright, so this one does say that we have it too, so... Oh. Now we should run bash. So if we run that, we have lurk me app. Good, now it works. Weird. For some reason on the other side it didn't run. But rather than troubleshooting what the problem could have been, file lurk me app. What I'm going to do is this. Docker history test. So we see here that the full size from our program is 63.2. That's a lot. We can actually Docker ps, Docker images. We should have a test here. It weighs 60 megabytes. We can do better than that. The reason why that one is too big is because the image here is Ubuntu. If we change that to drone CA certs, it's based on a Scratch image, including some other nothing else. Well, including some HTTPS certificates that we need. We could use Scratch, but we won't be able to make HTTPS connections to anywhere. If we want to, we need to. So yeah, if you guys don't get why we're making that change, just let me know and I'll try to help it out or explain it in detail. Essentially in Go, we can run a Go application without running anything inside the container but the Go application. So what I'm doing here is essentially saying run everything. Well, that will fail because ls is a command and this image doesn't have any commands. Let's try that again. There we go. So now, well, now we can't run it, really, but what we can do is docker compose up -- build. This is gonna do the same process again. Apologize for that, but we will get something more concrete out of it. We should be able to see the logs too, the log statements that we put in there. In the meantime, what we should do is git status, AA, git CMA, upload HTTP server. No such file or directory once again? Why? Oh, I bet I know. Yep. Another typo. There we go. Updated for those of you who are following the code. There we go. That was the problem. So I'm lurking on shrouds still. So if you go now, let me do this. I'm going to log out of here. I'm going to open an incognito window. I'm going to go to one of the servers, one of the Twitch accounts we were lurking. So twitch.tv. We can go to Ari. And then click over here. You're gonna see that my super bot should be somewhere over here. Sometimes it takes a second or two to show up, and the reason for that is that the chat list gets refreshed every once in a while, not always. So give it a sec. Of course, Adam is in chat. Of course. Look at this guy though. 0x4cc by whatever. DragonJet2559 is also in chat. Let's give it another refresh. Actually, we can prove that. This is just to see how screwed up Twitch chat is. You're seeing the live list of people talking in Shroud. So I'm gonna go to Ari myself, and I'm going to write a hello. You can see it right there. My bot is connected. It's just not showing up. I want to close all those. It's just not showing up in the chat list because Twitch reasons. It takes a while. It really takes the list of people in chat is not updated as fast as you would think. Which is really weird. I guess it's one of the pitfalls of Twitch. But yeah, follow Ari. Alright, so let's I'm stopping this, and you can see there that it says press Ctrl C again to force. It gracefully stopped the container. I'm going to undo. I'm going to remove Shroud from the channel. There we go. I'm gonna send that to the repo, and now what we need to do is Heroku. Closing this. All right, we have quite a few things here. Okay, dismiss. So create a new app. Sure. Lurk me app. Regions United States, and then Lurking fam. Neo, welcome to the stream. Neo, how's everything going? Creating a lurk bot in Go. Oh, thank you very much. Open the browser. Okay. I'm going to just open this over here. Log in. All right. That should have done it. Cool. Yeah, it picked it up. That's amazing. Perfect. And then we should put that there. Awesome. So now the only thing we need, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything else besides just connecting to the Heroku CLI application, which you have the instructions here. Then you do Heroku login. It's going to open that link that you just saw. And then I simply wrote that command. That's all of it. Now what we need is a how to deploy with Docker. So if we say like this, awesome. So and let's call it lurk me app. So we're pushing this Docker image to Heroku. And now this is going to make this bot to be always lurking no matter what. In those 4 things. Mwahahaha. Yes. There we go. It's pushing it. Cool. So now it says Heroku container release lurk me app. Oh, I mistyped Heroku. This is free hosting too, so it's not going to be expensive for you. So the only thing I need to do is open this in my browser and my hello world. Oh boy. Let's see what happened here. Oh, I bet I know. We don't have the file. The yeah, so I think the main issue is that we need the Docker file. So I'm gonna have to add it. Copy from the builder. Since we add everything to the builder here in line 3, the only thing I need to do is actually I'm gonna move. Copying channels into slash, and then now we can say simply channels.txt to slash. That should be enough. What is this bot for? No reason whatsoever. We're just practicing creating the bot. So far it's just a lurk. It will, in the logs of the server, it will print every single statement that has been said in those channels. In practice, you could add something more complete. I have, for example, my own personal bot pretty much has the same features, except it will send me a text message when someone mentions my name on any of the channels that I'm lurking. It is not hard to extend at all. You just need to know where to make the appropriate changes. Oh, I passed it. I want that's special but cool. In my case, sometimes people want to talk to me, at least in my other Twitch account, by leaving messages on my chat. So every time someone sends a message to my chat, I get a text message. So then I can respond to that text message and say, "What's up?" or something like that. I can even also send whispers or stuff. So it's pretty useful in a way. The cool thing also is, since we're using multi-stage builds, our container, it's pretty small. There we go. Let's see now. Nope. We're missing something. I don't think we can see the whole set of logs. I wonder if there's a limitation or something. Yeah, it's just for practice. A lot of people ask me how they ended up building something like that. So, and the other code is pretty much private. so yeah. I wonder where I can see the logs for this. More? Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's the same message though. I don't think it's actually printing everything that there was supposed to print. Is there any consideration that I have to have? Okay, now I'm curious. Probably it's because the web part is coming from somewhere. Oh no. I know. That's precisely why I have my own hosting for myself. I thought it would have been as easy as deploying it here for hosting. Plus, it's free. You know, you don't have to like keep paying. Well, at least a certain amount of hours. I think you can even find tickets out there, or like tokens or coupons that they run. They give you 750 free hours a month, which is probably more than enough. I have, yeah. I've used Vultr, but I've also used personal servers, company servers for company stuff, of course. But yeah, I've used Vultr, DigitalOcean. They're kind of the same thing. Vultr being cheaper, but also their their company service. Yes, their servers are somewhat a little bit lower, and you know there's a lot of offering on DigitalOcean too. So, the weird thing is this thing is not actually so. So we have the app here. That's the reason why. Okay. So let me move this over here. Give me 1 second, people. Settings. Reveal config bars. I'm going to bring this terminal over here just for a sec. I was missing some environment variables. All right, so that should do it. Maybe we run it again. Nope. Can we re-execute this? We're missing some environment variables, but I did add them. I wonder what port. Oh, I think I know what the problem could be also. Yes. So. Okay, so we do have port here, and here. So we're taking port. Otherwise, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are listening on 1, 2, 3, 4 as well, right over here. But I think the reason is that on 3, username and token are not set. Although I did went. Java would be the most appropriate solution. JavaScript would be kind of cumbersome for your goals, I would say. Really? Does it do transpilation or is it a interpreter? Weird. This thing is still not working. Double check. Username, token. I wonder if there's an issue with exposed stop signal, shell. Makes sense. Oh, you don't like Java? You and a million other engineers too, man. Huh. This is not working unless I probably push it again. It's funny, we're reading from the app. The bad part is that there's no logs whatsoever in the server. Yeah, this doesn't help. I don't think this is gonna work. You can't attach to my dyno. Oh, this won't run. And the reason for that is that I'm using maybe if I change it to that will work. Don't tell me something like that. If so, that's gonna be so lame. If this works, it means that I don't trust Heroku anymore. Heroku in 2019. It's free, man. I could also use Google Cloud, but I don't think it will give us enough benefits, if that makes sense. Especially also because the free tier of Heroku is the free tier of Google Cloud, Google App Engine is pretty low, especially for an always connected app. This essentially creates a sock, so. Nope, this still doesn't work. All right, you know what? We have the M file, which is what I think it's missing on the other side, but the log statement doesn't print anything about any parts missing. We could also use something like the Heroku thing. What is a thing? Stack set container push Heroku. Okay, setup. I don't understand. C links? What do you mean with C links? Huh. Okay, that's so weird. Letnik, Heroku is free. It has a free tier that you can use. It's quote unquote quite generous. You're posting links and I can't see them. I think I have the links disabled except if you're a mod. This is so weird. Okay, so... let's try that. This is what I see right now. If you send something, right now it's building. The dyno hours is a way of saying that you can run a dyno, which is an application, but not 24/7. That did work. That's so weird. So yeah, you have a limit on how many hours you can for free. I think though you can find a coupon that gives you 750 hours. This is definitely very strange. We could also use a build pack, but I don't think that that's wise. Yep, that's exactly what we did. So localhost, that works. And we're getting the API calls here. Weird. Heroku, you are not good. Yeah, I think the current limits are $550 for free Dino accounts. 450 for... Oh yeah, so if you verify your account, I think verifying means putting a credit card on it. We'll give you 1,000 hours? Yep, pretty much. Otherwise it's 550, which you know, for practical purposes, it's okay. Weird. Why Heroku doesn't run it? Very strange. And the logs doesn't say anything about any other thing. I wonder what's the health check. Pop, 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 pop. Yes, and by default Heroku does run Docker. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to run with Docker using the container registry. You can specify like this amount of like CLI commands and then push it, and it should be able to like push it from you. But what I'm seeing is that the application is in error, and we do have proper logging messages. But the only thing it says here, it's just that they couldn't find the routing to that location. I don't think it really understands well the Docker image that we just created. Slugs? What is a slug? Time to watch the lurk app. We finished it, but for some reason we're trying to run it on Heroku, and it's failing and it's not telling us anything. Oh, I think I know the problem. Heroku environment variable Docker. Yeah, so I did that. I created the environment variables that way, but I don't think the Docker is picking them up. Your Bible? That's fine. I can imagine. I can imagine. I feel like the environment variables are not being passed to the container at all. So when we're running it, it doesn't actually listen on the port that we're using. So it doesn't pick up. Maybe we can use this. Okay, so I don't understand what this is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think this actually picks up in any way the parameters that I set. Just to show you guys, let me do this. I'm gonna move this tab over here. Go to settings. So this is the configuration I'm trying to give. So if I pass token ABC123, those two should be available for the app to be executed. But since the app is not executed, because of those environment variables are not set according to the app, then it won't work. Okay, so let's do this. There's another way to run Go applications. So these guys have this here, and they have this proc file here. So let's try that. That should be it. Can we change? Uh-huh. Oh. Let's see now if we can fix this. This should build the old-fashioned way. Let's see if this works. Okay, we need a build configuration now, seems so. Why are you so lame? Okay. Let's see now. That's perfect for me. Like, it's specifically the proper version. Wait a sec. So it says bin look me up. What? I don't think that's gonna work then. Let's try. Nope. Okay, so that does work. Deployed. Bin lurk me up. Few logs. No web process is running. I could have imagined. Let's try that one more time. Okay, so this did put it in bin lurk me up. Come on, Heroku. I know you want to run. I know you want to run. Alright. Nope. Oh my freaking god. What's the problem now? Don't tell me that that was it. OMFG. Oh boy. OMFG. It was just a freaking command. Their documentation sucks. It never explains anywhere ever. You can see the logs statements there. Port 14755. It doesn't say anywhere that we needed to scale to 1. I'm like, what? All right, can we change and deploy now via Docker container? All right. Now we can get rid of proc file. This is so freaking crazy. Anyways. Oh, we can also... We don't really need this. Okay. Yep, it still works. It still freaking works. And now the stack should have changed. Oh. There we go. Next release. So this should have changed now. It's I don't know, man. This is so stupid. Okay, this thing didn't work. This thing didn't work. App crashed. Oh my god. Save that. Let's... Okay. I guess we're working it that way then. There we go. How are the laws about code over here? If you change one line of code and it's not the same thing. Wait, what? You need to patent it, magician. In order to like have it protected, you need to patent it. If you mother trucker. Actually, this is the most nice way. Freaking Heroku. Yeah, so you need to patent your code. You need to take your code, patent it. In Chile, there's an organization that does those patenting things. And in there, you need to specify what does your code do and like what would be the API that you would patent. Usually libraries are hard to patent per se, unless they have a clear explanation. But yeah, so if my company uses code that it's open source, it will have to, there we go. It will have to require permissions from the code owners to put it. And then if it's open source, depending on the license, you might have to like get a copy of the license and putting alongside your code and distribute it with your code and stuff like that. Anyways, now this thing works. I am so like not even the full log is showing up here. Not even. Can we do a test? You can see here that I got the notification. So we have a full lurker. You can deploy it locally. Let me push that you could have. You can run it locally if you want to. That's up to you. Right now, the way it's running is with in Heroku for free, and it has 450 hours. I think eventually it will kill it. It will be killed, but I don't really care. Hey Onyx, we're just wrapping up. We wrote a lurker bot, Shadow. It's actually lurking in your channel. Shadow 10th. So for example, testing, and you can see here who's posting what to where. You had a nap? That's amazing, Onyx. Welcome back from that nap, dude. But yeah, so the cool part of all this is that it takes 1 millisecond to respond. That is so much time, man. We're gonna run out of time pretty easily. But yeah, internally this is connected to Twitch. So whatever account I set up, which in this case is my lurking bot. Well, thank you. I don't want to print EMB because EMB will print everything. Cat grep. So my super lurker Shadow will be lurking in your channel pretty much forever now. We might be able to see it here. There you go, my super lurker. That's the super amazing bot that it will lurk on a lot of channels. We could get more channels to be listed here. But it's just funny. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. PDBot's brother, almost. It has some of the features of PDBot. In its moment, the university told you that you couldn't do anything. 2 years ago, your sensei from judo told your page to patent it. give you a page to patent it, but they were charging you 50,000 Chilean pesos and a bunch of documents. At the end, you did nothing, and you always were left with the doubt on how you could fight your rights over the code. Well, think about it this way, a magician. If you don't patent it, and we both go to court, you and me, how does court really knows who is the rightful owner of the code? You could say, okay, I have a git commit, right? You could say I have a git commit. So if we go to the lurk me app, the git commit have a timestamp. So maybe the timestamp will work, or maybe the name will work. But I can also do something like this. Let me get this. Where's the Linux thing? There we go. So I'm going to I want to do something super funny. Oh, this is Brave. It's a browser focused on privacy. I keep forgetting the email. Found it. So this is for you, magician. I've committed some code, right? I have quite a few commits. I'm gonna commit an empty commit now, and I'm gonna push it. So somehow now I have 10 commits, and Linus Torvalds just committed to my repo. Newsflash, it was a Linus Torvald. According to this code here, Linus Torvald made a commit with nothing in 19 seconds ago. I'm essentially impersonating who wrote this. And I could say, but wait a minute, magician didn't wrote it. I wrote it. So the git could be biased. The commits could be biased, could be fake. You can even change timestamps. You can even change everything. So how do you prove to court that you wrote the code you wrote? In practices, if you want to say GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket or whatever source control thing you use, we can't trust you. It's not real. Like I just made this commit to look like the guy who actually committed it is Linus Torvald, and newsflash is not. See, but it seems that he was the one who actually made this code change in my repo, and he's not here. He doesn't even know me. So he's one of the most famous. He's the creator of Linux, by the way. He didn't commit to this code at all. So again, to magician's question, how do you prove that you wrote the code you wrote if you don't put documents? And the 50,000 is just to keep track of those that paperwork. And by the way, for everyone listening, 50,000 Chilean pesos is not that much. It's around $72, 73. So you pay $73 to keep somewhere a record that you wrote the code you wrote, because otherwise, even the tooling, the platform doesn't say the truth. Like right now, you're seeing that Linus Torvald make a change. $72 is a lot? You think so? Huh. Yeah, for protecting $1 million code, I don't think it's that much. Yeah, it's not a lot, right? Taco, welcome to the stream. So for protecting code, it's not that much, but yeah, I agree. For like a day-to-day for for a just graduated in that moment, it was too much. I understand that, magician. But as Taco said, you know, let's say your hour is worth $1, right? Exactly what Taco is saying. It's pretty much that. Like, let's say your work, your hour of an engineer time is $1, and you spend 100 hours writing that code to be stolen in 2 seconds. 72 is less than 100. You spend more hours of you working in that thing than actually protecting it. So you're gonna see your investment of 100 hours going away through the door if you don't protect it. Like, to me, that's a no-brainer. But yeah, that's how, at least on Git, things can be fake. And this is not a hack. I didn't... Exactly. See, what it's essentially what Taco is saying. This is like how weird this thing is. Like, Torvalds didn't commit this code yet. With 2 lines of change, I essentially made those 2 changes right here. I made it look like Linus Torvald actually did it. You can actually even fake me. If you know my name and my email, you can totally go ahead and change it, and it will change the code, how it looks like. That's why now they're providing something called GPG signatures, but not even Linus Torvald uses it yet. So if you go check here, normally it would have like a marker somewhere over here that says this commit is verified. Otherwise, you don't really know if actually Torvald made this change or not. But yeah, so Lurk Me app is done. Heroku is a piece of crap that doesn't run any code as a Docker container. For some reason, it doesn't really like Docker containers, although it runs in one. So go figure what it could be. But yeah, if you guys have any other question, let me know. Send me a message. Whisper it to me, to Patrick D'Apolonio, not to this account. Or leave a message here. And, anytime I will check it out, see it, and respond as soon as possible. Okay? Have, guys, a good one. See you soon. You came too late. I'm sorry, Taco. I'm sorry. I promise I'm gonna keep doing more coding classes / training / things. If you guys have an idea of what do you want to do for the next one, let me know, and we can do so. And we know already not to use Heroku. Alright. Feliz noche, estimado. Que estés bien. Mucha suerte. Bots, more bots. This is a way to get free subscriptions on channels where people give subscriptions. The only thing you need to do to run it yourself, and I guess this is what I needed to do. First, get the Heroku CLI. Second, clone the repo. So go to github.com lurk me app, clone the repo, log in, and then simply say Heroku push origin master. You might want to change some of the configuration though. In the repo, I'm not going to show you, but if I click here, reveal config vars, there's going to be a key value format. The username has to be one, and the token has to be the other one. Everything else is pretty much pushing it in, and that's it. And you can get free subs. When people give away subs on a channel, if you're lurking there, you're gonna get a sub for free with no problem whatsoever. All right, guys, have a good one. See you on Monday on Arias' stream. I don't even think I have a command for shoutouts, but please follow her. All right, McCann, thank you so much for lurking, guys. Thank you everyone. I didn't expect 14 people to watch this stream. All right, have a good one, guys. Sleep well, enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. I should you started following? Too late. Sorry. Please do follow me though on twitch.tv/Patrick D'Apolonio. That's my real channel. just in case you want to watch gaming too. I sometimes notify. I have a Discord over there. If you do ! Discord in that channel, you will see the invitation. Join, and yeah. Oh, and the Git repo for those of you who were here and you want to get a copy of the code. That's the copy of the code. Pull it down, push it to Heroku. Problem solved. Profit afterwards. All right. See you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Sleep well, and see you on Monday on RESS stream.